So round 2 of Wicked, done and dusted. This time with my sister, who doesn't want to be on video, which is totally cool.
You're cringe.
I'm not cringe, you're cringe. So my opinion of Wicked 2 is slightly... Wicked 2 of Wicked Part 1 round 2 is slightly different to the first round when I saw it. First round, I was very angry that it wasn't about what I thought it would be. It wasn't, you know, adding more book elements. It just mainly was the stage. And yes, I could still see those stage elements, and yes, I could still see those elements that I was kind of frustrated and were missing. But I think what kind of helps now is last night I saw the closing show of Brisbane's stage show of Wicked. So my mindset is kind of really excited a lot more than it was last time I saw this movie. But this time, I think I was able to focus solely on the movie and kind of drift away from the stage elements, which was really cool. So I was able to see the actors really try and involve themselves into the character a lot more than they would have if I just continuously watched it for different reasons. For me, I could still see some of the political elements, but again, it wasn't as big as it needed to be. But I noticed this the first time I saw the movie, and I didn't mention it because I was clearly not in the right mind frame. But realizing it before I saw the second one, I was like, holy crap, they've casted particular people for this. And it very suits the narrative that they're going. So Dr. Dillamond is played by Peter Dinklage. Peter Dinklage, we all know, is a short person who is notoriously known for trying to play larger-than-life roles, which is great. But Dr. Dillamond is a goat who is being forced to shut his mouth and be seen, not heard. He's very driven in the, I'm an animal teacher, let me teach you history, but I can't because this is the narrative. And having Dinklage playing Dr. Dillamond, I was like, oh, this whole storyline, or that's probably the wrong word, but the whole narrative of where short people are supposed to be the freaks and the monsters and locked away, and that sort of narrative fits because you can see it a lot clearly due to the casting. Again, Marissa Bode, who plays Nessa Rose. Nessa Rose, we all know, is a wheelchair user until she gets her red shoes, and then the red shoes destroy her feet and ultimately dies. But in real life, Marissa Bode is a wheelchair user. And I thought that was really clever because it's like you can play those characters together. Now I'm assuming that Marissa is nothing like Nessa, so that narrative is slightly different. But again, having a wheelchair user know what it's like being a wheelchair character, having people baby you, having people trying to put you in this particular narrative that you're just like, I'm not the weakling. Yes, I'm in a chair, but I'm not a weakling. And then, of course, Cynthia Evero as Elphaba. Elphaba is green. The whole narrative is that she's green, and it's supposed to be a racist storyline. Cynthia Evero is a black woman. She knows what it's like to be excluded and have that narrative pushed against her. Not by choice. So watching her scenes, you could see how she's bringing her own personal experiences to Elphaba. And just like with the first movie, and I guess just like with the stage play, I cried in the Ozball Dostrum scene where Elphaba got laughed at for coming in dressed as well. That. So that's a very strong narrative for me to pick apart. So I could see that, and again, just like I did with the first watch, noticing the little Wizard of Oz references, even though these two technically aren't the same storylines. So I can see those elements and noticing a lot more that I didn't before. I can still see the classism storyline. Yes. But don't take a sip of yours, I want a photo.
Just gonna record my reaction.
Okay, well give me a sec. I'm almost done. So again, I could see the classism storyline, but again, it's more the driven of like friends drifting apart. And I think it's very interesting noticing now, and I don't think I noticed this with the stage play, is how Madame Marable is the driven force. It's not the wizard. I mean, it's very clear in the stage play that the wizard is a human being, but in the movie it's not that. But noticing that Marable is the driven force, she's the puppeteer for the Oz, so to speak. It's kind of interesting perspective. Anyway, that's my video. That's all I can say because we've got lunch on the way, but that's my opinion of Wicked Round 2. Let's get ready for a very long intermission.